My name is Willa Cather. When I was your age, I made the great move from Virginia to Nebraska. Such a big move would be a shock to anyone, but it was especially in 1883. I felt as if we'd come to the end of everything, like I was jerked away from the woods and the hills and thrown out into the country as bare as a sheet of iron. We had very few American neighbors. They were mostly Swedes, Danes, Norwegians, and Bohemians. I liked them from the very first, especially the older women. They didn't know very much English, but their words were way beyond their measure. It's like if I was there when they said their stories. After I moved to New York, I reconnected with a childhood friend who grew up near me. We agreed that no one who had not grown up in a little prairie town could know anything about it. Our reminiscing kept centering around a central figure, a bohemian girl, whom we'd known a very long time, and we both very much admired. One of my most famous books, My Antonia, is the story of this bohemian girl, as seen through my friend Jim's eyes. Here's an excerpt from My Antonia. Much as I liked Antonia, I hated the superior tone that she sometimes took with me. She was 4 years older, to be sure. She was 4 years older than I, to be sure, and had seen more of the world. But I was a boy and she was a girl, and I resented her protecting manner. Before the autumn was over, she began to treat me more than an equal. This change came from an adventure we had together. One day, Antonia suggested we stop at this prairie dog town and dig into one of those holes. We were examining a big hole with 2 entrances. When I heard Antonia scream, she was standing opposite of me, pointing behind me and shouting something in Bohemian. I whirled round, and there on one of those dry gravel beds was the biggest snake I had ever seen. He twitched and began to coil slowly. He was not merely a big snake. I thought he was a circus monstrosity. He lifted his hideous little head and rattled. I saw his coils tighten. Now he would spring his length. I remembered. I ran up and drove at his head with my spade, struck him fairly across the neck, and in a minute he was all about my feet in wavy loops. Antonia came after me, crying, "Oh, Jimmy, he not bite you, you sure? Why you not run away when I say? What did you jabber bohunk for? You might have told me there was a snake behind me. I never know you were so brave, Jim." She went on comfortingly. "Now we take that snake home and show everybody. Nobody ain't seen in this country so big snake like you kill." She liked me better from that time on, and she never took a superfluous air with me again. I killed a big snake, and I was now a big fella. I won many awards for my writing, including the 1922 Pulitzer Prize. I was successful when I started writing about the things that came from my heart. I like to think my art is the art of writing. Thank you for listening.